Hey folks, it's Abby and I'm going to be finally doing the end of year book tag. I'm doing it downstairs in my living room. If you've not watched any of my content previously, I'm not usually here because people are mowing the lawn, it's been raining and they are being very noisy. So instead we get the slight whir of my PC and we don't get the lawnmower, which is incredibly annoying. So we're down here. Let's dive in. There's only a few questions. This was created by Ariel Bissett, so she will be linked down below. Questions. Are there any books you've started this year that you still need to finish? Now, I'm filming this in the middle of a month, so yes, I have books that I have started and intend to finish. But I'm going to mention one, and that is Edge of Eternity by Ken Follett, which I'm actively reading, so there's no dust jacket. I'm currently, as of filming, hopefully it'll be further once this goes up, 300 odd pages into this book, and it is a chunker. It is over 1,000 pages. So this is my big task for November, and if I don't manage it in November, I have December too. But this is the one that I need to finish before the end of the year. It is one of the 10 books that was in my "these are my oldest books and they will expire if I don't read them" video. It's the final one. I am so excited to hopefully finally finish it, finish out this series, finish with Ken Follett. Oh, and if you don't know, this is the third book in a trilogy. The first two are about World War I and World War II, and this one is about the Cold War, and the families continue throughout, and so you see all of that, and it's very well researched, and they do improve in their representation of women over time. Question 2 is, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year with? Now, I'm doing this in November, so I'm a little bit late, but I did read Once Upon an Autumn, edited by Macfarlane and Adie Hart, which is a collection of short stories that are all autumnal themed. This was a great read, it's really fun. Obviously I didn't love every story in here, but I did love quite a few of them, and I've read the autumn and the summer one. I need to get around to buying the spring and the winter, so that I have the whole collection, but I enjoyed this one. Question 3 is there a new release you're still waiting for? And truthfully, at this time of the year, no, there isn't. But I went and had a look at my NetGalley to see books that I have requested and got that are coming out in 2026, and one of them is Made Things by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and it's actually coming out in December 2025. This is an author that I have recently come to terms with the fact that they are a favourite. I read House of Open Wounds not long ago and 5 stars. I read Children of Time and it was a solid 4. I really like Adrian Tchaikovsky's writing, and so I'm looking forward to this new release from him. He's not quite at the automatically order a special edition level as Samantha Shannon and Derek Landy are, but he's pretty high up there. It won't be long before he's there, I don't think. Question 4 is 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year, and I do have a few here. One is on my November TBR, so hopefully I'll be getting to it soon, and the other 2 are already on my December TBR. I've already set that up. So the one for November is Hard Times by Charles Dickens. We will be reading this into December, and I say we because I'm buddy reading this with the wonderful Olivia Savannah from Olivia's Catastrophe. I love reading classics, especially big classics with Olivia. We managed to get so much more out of them when we read it together because we are forced to analyse each chapter closely rather than just the book as a whole, because we're talking about it each day. At least that's my case. Of course, Olivia can speak for herself. And Hard Times is one that I've been very curious about. I got this collection because one of the 2 books is set in Preston, which is where I was when I bought this, and I've had a mixed reaction to Dickens. Some have been good and some haven't been as good, so I'm looking forward to actually reading this one that I only bought because it's old and kind of pretty and seeing what I think about it. Then I'm going to finally read The Girl in the Steel Corset by Kady. I've had this on my TBR for forever. It was gifted to me by Carrie from Caring for Books, and I have needed to get to this for so long. I don't know why it's taken me so long. It's like 400 odd pages, 450, which is perfectly acceptable, and Carrie gifted this to me because I said I wanted to try reading some more steampunk, and I've just never had the chance to get around to it. So whilst it's not the most December themed read, I'm looking forward to getting to it. And then Cold from the North by D.W. Ross. This was gifted to me by Chelsea from the Not So Secret Bookaholic. She is the ambassador, in my opinion, of indie published books, and I have heard fantastic things about this high fantasy. It looks as though this is a travel-based high fantasy trying to win the help of a princess fighting for her throne. If he fails, darkness will prevail and the reign of the Onyxborn will begin. So, sounds right up my alley, and I'm very excited to finally dive in. Question 5 is a book that I think could still shock me and become a favourite of the year. I will say I got that at the end of October, House of Open Wounds. Oh my gosh. fuck my life, that book is so good. But in terms of ones that I have not yet read, the potential is The Ending Fire by Saara El-Arifi. I'm really unsure of this one. So Becca from Becca in the Books read this and didn't love it. However much I love her, we have very different reading tastes. And so whilst I'm hesitant because she didn't enjoy it and she gave very valid reasons why, we also often differ, and so potentially I'm going to love this. I don't know, I'm really nervous about it. That's why it's sat on my TBR unread for so long, because I'm just terrified of picking it up because I adored The Final Strife. That was an immediate new favourite book. The battle drum is fantastic. So yes, I'm very nervous about The Ending Fire, and I'm either going to be bitterly disappointed or it's going to be a 5-star. And the bitter disappointment will happen if it's a 4-star. So there's a lot riding on this book. I'm forcing myself to read it in December, so we shall see. And then question 6 is, have you already started making reading plans for next year? And I have, actually. The next video that will be going up after this one is about the 10 books that are going to expire in 2026. However, I just kind of made the stack based on vibes and then actually went through and looked at the books that I had that were the oldest, because I'm now enough into my very old TBR that I have now documented all of the books that I own. And yeah, it doesn't exactly match up, which is really interesting and really curious. So I am going to take a look through that, and it will all be discussed in the video that will be up next week. Please do let me know down below in the comments, what are you planning to read for the end of the year? Is there anything that you always read at this time of year? I always do a reread of A Christmas Carol. I tend to read 50 pages on Christmas Eve and 50 pages on Christmas Day, so I am really excited for that one. Although my Christmas this year is going to be slightly different, so I'm not sure if I'm going to manage that. But I'm going to try. So yes, please do let me know what your plans are for the end of the year, and I will hopefully see you in the next video to talk about the 10 books that I have to read in 2026. Bye!